Hey y'all. So let's get into this breakdown of Mark chapter 5. Let's start with the chapter context. So Mark chapter 4:35 through 5:43 sees an increase in the scope of Jesus' miracles. He has just calmed a violent storm on the Sea of Galilee. Now he expels a legion of demons, heals a woman without overtly acting, and brings a girl back to life. All three situations related to tombs, blood, and death shows Jesus bringing healing in to unclean circumstances. In chapter 6, the tone of his ministry will develop. He will be rejected by those who should know him best. He will send out his followers to do his work, and his direct link to the Old Testament prophecies will be explained. Let's get into this breakdown, part 1. So, the last story included in chapter 4 combines with all of Mark chapter 5 to reveal that Jesus is even more powerful than the 12 his disciples imagined. They have reached the other side of the Sea of Galilee after Jesus displayed his authority over a fierce storm which threatens to capsize the boat. The 12 are so amazed they ask, "Who then is this that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Baby, that's Jesus. And that's Mark chapter 4:41. In Mark 5, they will learn more about his power as he performs familiar miracles with an even greater scope. The first miracle recorded by Mark was the release of a man possessed by a demon, Mark 1:21 through 27. Since that time, Jesus has performed many exorcisms around Capernaum, Mark 1:32 through 34. Thought I heard my baby. As Jesus and the 12 arrive on the eastern shore of the Sea of Galilee, they are met by a man possessed not by one demon but by a legion. In the Roman army, a legion consists of 5,220 soldiers. Although we don't know the exact number of demons, it is considerable. Mark 5:1 through 9. Jesus expels the demons and allows them to enter a herd of pigs, which promptly run into the sea and drown. The nearby townspeople are so distraught they beg Jesus to leave immediately. Although the recent rescued man wishes to travel with Jesus, Jesus tells him to stay and explain to his friends what have happened. This acts as a kind of target softening. The next time Mark records Jesus in the area, the people welcome him in his miracles. Of course they do. Mark 7:31 through 37. The testimony of the freed man, it seems, will go a long way to making his neighbors receptive to the gospel. Mark 5:11 through 20. The most common type of miracle Jesus had performed, however, was healing. From Peter's mother-in-law, Mark 1:30 through 31, to the paralytic, Mark 2:1 through 12, to a couple different crowds, Mark 1:32 through 34, and then Mark 3:7 through 12. Jesus healed many in the area around Capernaum. Here, however, the healings are unique. Although Jesus frequently sparred with the Pharisees and the scribes, needs often outweigh pride. Back on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee, Jesus meets one of the rulers of the synagogue whose daughter lies dying. The man begs Jesus to come to his house to heal the girl, and Jesus obliged. Mark 5:21 through 24. Before Jesus gets far, however, he feels power going out of him. He discovers that a woman who suffers from chronic bleeding has the courage to touch his robe in faith, hoping she will be healed. When she realizes Jesus knows what she did, she is understandably frightened. A woman with an issue of blood, who was therefore considered unclean, touching a rabbi was unheard of. She rightfully expects Jesus to be angry despite the deliverance she senses when she has received. This deliverance she senses she has received. To her surprise, he calls her daughter, praises her faith, and blesses her. For the first noted time, Jesus heals with no overt intent. The woman in her faith call on his power, and she is healed. Mark 5:25 through 34. At this moment, the word reaches to the synagogue leader that his daughter has died. Jesus assures the man that she is merely fallen asleep, and continues on to the mourning father's house. There are all indications are that she has really passed away. Jesus takes the girl's parents and 3 of his followers to the girl's bed and bring her back to life. Not only has Jesus healed, he has brought life where there had been none. Mark 5:35 through 43. So let's break down part 2. So Mark chapter 5 is a powerful testament to Jesus' authority and compassion, demonstrating his power over demons, disease, and death among 3 key miracles. Freeing a demon-possessed man, healing a woman with a 12-year hemorrhage, and raising Jairus' daughter to life. The chapter highlights themes of faith, and particularly in the face of desperation, and Jesus' transformative power to bring healing, restoration, and new life to individuals and communities. So let's break this down. The Greensome demonic, I don't know. Verses 1 through 20. Jesus' authority over evil. Jesus encounters a man possessed by a legion of demons whom he commands to leave. The demons acknowledge Jesus' divine authority but pleads to send him into a nearby herd of pigs. Plead to be sent into a nearby herd of pigs, which they then destroy. This event showcases Jesus' supreme power over evil forces. Compassion and restoration. After the healing, the man is clothed and in his right mind, a stark contrast to his former state. Jesus sends him to his own people to tell them what the Lord has done, demonstrating a restored dignity and community role. Woman with the hemorrhage, verses 21 through 34. Faith in healing. A woman who has suffered 12 years with an incurable illness touches Jesus' cloak, believing that she will be healed. Her faith leads to an immediate stop to her healing, to her bleeding. The cost of healing and divine touch. Jesus stops and asks who touched him, not because he was unaware, but to affirm the woman's faith and bring her to public acknowledgement of her healing, bringing her peace and wholeness. Jairus' daughter, verses 21 through 43. Faith in the face of despair. Jairus, a synagogue official, pleads with Jesus to heal his dying daughter, and Jesus goes with him. Even when told the girl is dead, Jesus tells Jairus, do not be afraid, just believe. Resurrection and hope. Jesus enters the house, dismisses the weeping mourners, and tells them that the child is not dead, but asleep. He raises the girl from dead, demonstrating his authority over life and death. So, overarching themes. Jesus' divine authority. The chapter consistently displays Jesus' undeniable power over the spiritual world, chronic illness, and death itself. The power of faith. Faith, often born out of desperation, is central to the miracle, showing that even a small act of belief can lead to a profound transformation. Come on now. Number 3, compassion and restoration. Jesus acts out of compassion, restoring individuals to their communities and lives, demonstrating a desire for complete healing and restoration. And then number 4, the rejection of the divine. The people of the Decapolis, the Gentile region where Jesus performed the healing power of the demonic, DEMONIAC, that word, become afraid of his power and ask him to leave their area, showing a fearful reaction to the transformative power of the divine. Baby, don't need to be scared of Jesus. Don't be scared of Jesus. He performs miracles, and that's A-okay in my book. All right, y'all, that is all I have for the breakdown of Mark chapter 5. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 6. Bye.